Okay, so last time, which was session, I can't say S's, session 188. Um, I have a typo in my session notes. Party has an A in it. Okay. You guys fought House Black. They noticed you didn't trigger the traps in the hallway, so they triggered them for you. Yay. Yeah. You guys were victorious eventually. You also discovered after the battle, after getting the staff of striking, the so many thousands of golden gems, that the leader had replaced his eye with the Eye of Krasus. I can't say my own words. Which, helped him with like the see-through invisibility thingy thing. You also learned that the big burbling bleeding stone is Krasus. You also learned in the room to the south, on some murals, that he was just like, you know what, being a minor god isn't good enough. I'm gonna take Ioun's position, and things didn't go well, as you see in the bleeding stone behind you guys. Yeah, that's where you guys are now. What would you like to do? You have this dungeon to explore. You can try going back outside. You have multiple options open to you.
So I have a question because I was never sure about it last time.
Okay.
So I remember we came in and over this area.
Oh, the blood orchids. Yes.
Yeah. This horrifying terror spot. Did we hear a voice coming from over in like this area?
Yes.
Ugh. We're gonna have to go over there, guys. But maybe we should rest first. That's just out of character me saying that.
Yeah, there's a guy talking to himself, wasn't there?
Yep, basically.
Yeah, it seems like he was. There was a voice talking. It didn't appear that the plant people were talking. You're not sure if they can talk.
It looks fucking scary. So
they look they're plant people. So yes, they are scary. Sentient plants.
Lynn is going to, or not Lynn.
Lynn is going to go back to the house. Maybe knit something really, really cute.
Lynn is going to think about napping and just be like, yeah. No. Mel is going to kind of just be like, honestly, I don't feel that bad. If you'd like, I can go see if Belzor and Lynn are okay, and then we could maybe just make sure that we've got this person saved before we rest. Like, I'm worried that if we don't save them, they're just going to murder them. You know, they looked pretty murdery.
Rest, though, because I have spent hit dice.
Yeah, we already have rested.
Oh, we already rested? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because same. I had to... We do need to go find Belzor and Lynn.
We go open the door, peek out, see if we can see them.
Yes, I think that's a good idea.
I will, Lynn will, or Mel. Mel
Having issues
will.
Today.
Yeah, this is even with my meds. Mel will go ahead and head over to the door. And she'll let Raine like check to see if any of the traps like resprung or anything.
I just remembered that my maximum hit points limit was reduced to 69.
Nice.
Well, like I said, we'll check, make sure nothing reset.
Of course, of course. Investigation. Doesn't appear anything has reset.
Alright.
Muscly muscle, push, push.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, do I need to roll in athletics? Is it stuck?
Yeah, it seems a little stuck. Could
It's locked.
use a little elbow grease.
All right.
In your case, maybe a little. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, you're able to like push down this door. You do see as you are pushing down the, batting the door away with your strength. That just as the door is pushed aside, you see there is a cloud of dust. It looks like there's like a small plume, and you realize it's something falling down. Right next to Lynn, there is what looks like to be a large undead sphinx, with a very large gaping hole through its chest.
Job. Come on in, we'll share battle stories.
That's next to Lynn. Next to Belzor, however, there appears to be a giant, what was probably once a purple worm, but it's undead.
Oh. Fuck.
And they look pretty like beat up, bleeding, scrapes, but considering the fight, not too much worse for wear. And Lynn says, "Oh great, yeah, just give me a second." She kind of like cracks her back and just tosses away, reaches into her side, takes out a claw that seemed to have been like in her side and just like flicks it off. All right.
Oh, Raine, come here.
Uh,
I'm gonna go over to the worm.
Yeah.
And I look down at it, and I look kind of sad and say, do you think this would be a good replacement for my bear cloak?
No.
It's gargantuan.
I say over the brooch, like I just whisper to Melanie only, yes.
I mean, not the whole thing, obviously. It's really big, and it smells really bad. But, just like a piece. Just, I feel...
something even more majestic than this.
I just feel, I feel like I'm not wearing any clothes. I haven't had that for so long. Okay.
I really don't see the problem there, Melanie. You know I don't see the problem.
Mel will just throw an arm around Raine and pull her in, and she's gonna high five either Belzor or Lynn, anyone who's available. Just giving high fives all around.
Lynn's probably the closest one to you at this point.
Good job with this thing. It looks hearty. Come on, get inside. We'll show you what we found, and there's some more shit that we've got to work out, but everyone's pretty much beat to hell, so we're taking a quick breather.
Oh, yeah, sounds good. When you said you whispered, would this make a good replacement for my bear cloak?
Yes. Yeah. Well, no, I just said it out loud.
Oh, okay. Are you looking, Lynn's like, you're looking for a replacement for that cloak you always wear?
Yeah, that motherfucker set it on fire. It's gone now.
Those motherfuckers set a lot of things on fire, to be fair. So.
Well, we might have an alternative if you don't want the worm.
I mean, the worm does smell truly awful, so that's probably not a good idea. It was more of a desperation thing.
No. Hey, Belzer, could you go get it out? And Belzer's like, Can we Rochambeau? Do I have to? Fine, we'll Rochambeau, says Lynn.
So, Mallory question.
Yeah.
What is Rochambeau?
It's rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, okay.
Scissors.
Thank you.
It's, I think, a regional term for it.
Yeah. Lynn loses. And Lynn's like, fine, I'll go get it. Goes into the purple worm.
Ugh.
Comes out of the purple worm. And, like, throws down what looks to be a cross between a saber-toothed tiger and a jaguar in front of you. That's dead.
Did you murder the purple worm by feeding it this?
No. It got caught in the crossfire.
Raine. Look. Look
That
at it.
is much better.
Yeah.
A
assume
reminder
it's-
that there is a person we're meant to be rescuing, darlings.
Yes, we're gonna have to cut this up on the way out, I think. We can throw it in the bag.
Dibs.
We can throw it in the portable hole, though.
Yeah, just throw the portable hole.
Yeah,
The
because
portable
Zaitari's
hole
gonna
smells so
kind of
bad.
cross her arms and look between Lynn and Belzor, and then kind of look at Aoife as well, and say, "So I'm not really sure exactly what all monks can do, but is there any possibility that you two tiny masters could do something about Aoife's constitution being stripped away from her body?"
Oh.
Maybe?
Eva looks like shit.
Yeah.
We had a really rough fight here. I cannot stress that enough.
As
Belzor...
did they, darling.
Belzor's gonna go up to you, Aoife. And...
I'm like leaning against the wall for a little extra support.
You might just need a long night's rest, to be honest.
The DM speaking here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would have
Which
time
we
for a
cannot
long night's rest.
afford to do right now. Yes.
Oh, Aoife, get in the portable hole with the thing. With the thing. Use a pillow.
Doesn't Aoife
Aoife, you have to breathe, don't you? I know that monks have a lot of fancy stuff, but I think you still have to breathe, right?
I still have to breathe. And I also think that even though I am weakened, I do also believe that I am still more use out here where I am in punching range of things.
I'm kidding. Don't get in there. It smells really bad in there right now.
Maybe kind of get a little
You feel awful though, I won't
make
lie.
a little spark, wiggly motions with my hands, a little prestidigitation before we shove it in the hole. I know everyone's heard that line before, but
You're just getting a very baleful look from Tilda.
I use Mage Hand to make a little like prayer motion with one of my real hands. It's like... I didn't pick prestidigitation, and I should have.
Fine.
It'll
Tilda
just make
will
it smell less later.
prestidigitate. We'll prestidigitate the carcass of this
I'll help out.
saber-toothed jaguar
And then we shove it in the hole.
that got eaten by a purple worm, a necro purple worm.
All right, you successfully clean it off of the stomach acid.
You don't want that to ruin the fur, right?
If you're asking my opinion, it's long past when it will be any good, darlings. And, you know, being nobility and my family having owned an auction house, I sort of know valuables fairly well. Things like furs.
So what you're saying is we have to go kill something for
What I'm saying is that
purpose.
we need to go rescue a man. And then we can go home.
Can you
And
please get
rest.
this dude out of here?
Exactly.
Oh,
My
Belzor
vote this whole
says,
time has been just to let him fucking die, but for following through, let's do it faster so I can go sleep.
Belzor says, "Oh, you found out where he is?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, we're assuming he's in here, right?
Let me bring Lynn and Belzer's tokens on. I'll shrink that. Shrinky shrink.
So, guys, should I do plant some sentient plant people in my garden?
Yes.
No.
It'll be so. We'll dig a trench and we'll just plant those things, and we'll have the most well-protected keep on the
Wouldn't that
planet.
be considered a war crime?
It would be considered a cool crime.
Yes, a crime against cool.
It would be a crime committed in the name of cool.
No. But I am imagining like a trench full of Mario Venus flytrap monsters, just like
Mhm.
boop 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 boop.
We'll put a bunch of random pipes that we don't need down there just in case.
Yeah.
Um,
Dooba dooba dooba.
Mel will suggest that we check the rest of the place on the the right-hand side
Yeah,
first, because
I agree.
I'd rather not go through that plant nonsense if we don't need to. I'd rather just burn it down later, but
Yeah, but we know that they're what's it called?
There's a voice there
resistant.
talking to something that we can't hear on the other side.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll need to go through there, but I'd rather check over here first because it looks
But
less
also-
dangerous.
But also the I believe the plants are resistant to fire damage.
Yes.
Oh, we know that?
So
Yes, you are
Oh.
correct. They are, I
and
think.
cold damage
Yeah.
too,
I
Oh,
believe
which
you did.
is a bummer.
You did find out they were. Did I mention what they were vulnerable to?
Was it lightning or
don't-
thunder? One of those?
I think it was
I
one
don't
of those.
remember.
Let me double check.
Because it was the
I
one that I
remember you
don't do.
mentioning-
It was of the two types of damage that I do that are stormish. It's the one that I don't do. I remember that.
They
Great.
are immune to thunder, but they are
There you
resistant to lightning as well.
Oh well.
And
Jesus.
yeah, I don't remember you mentioning any vulnerabilities.
No, they do not have vulnerabilities.
Yeah,
Oh, they're
There
real
you go.
fucking hardy. All right, so they're gonna be a huge pain in the ass. Good to know.
Without asking, Aoife's just gonna climb onto the back of Tilda's broom.
rude, but fine.
I don't want the plants to kill me.
Belzer says, "Well, if we need to like split up and like cover more ground, you could not let us know which way to go, and we can go that way.
Perhaps you you both could check upstairs.
Upstairs?
There's some stairs
those
over here.
those stairs? Oh yeah. Lynn, you want to do your?" And he does the the magic finger motion, and Lynn's like, "All right, fine." She goes into some dim light and like vanishes.
Oh, okay.
Which-
I'll be right behind you.
Traps are marked.
Oh, Lynn, traps are marked. You don't get anything back.
As we summon another like red death cloud.
Yeah. Can you? Any chance we can hand wave the actual like moving through the dungeon, and just say we go check
with
out?
the parts you've discovered, I'm not gonna make you like redo it. Which way did you want to go?
Lynn was gonna, or Mel was gonna suggest that we go over here
Okay.
first.
Oh Jesus.
This area right here all probably connects.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of wanted to check
Oh, okay,
Well-
we'll go there first. That's fine.
just to get it out of the way.
Okay. Are you waiting for Lynn and Belzor to come back, or are you just heading that way right now?
Heading that way right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get this done quickly. I mean, again, we don't have to be all in the same place.
I would like the group to do it together because if we get jumped, it could be problematic. We're not at our full potential right now.
I mean, I agree, but also okay, it's fine. I know. Never split the party. Even though sometimes it is a tactical advantage to split the party.
I just feel like if we get jumped, it could fuck us. So
I need to actually open up a spell, not the spell sheet, the Lynn's character sheet for a minute. I need to take a look at her skills again.
Would simultaneously be very funny, but also super shitty if Lynn just gets got by some gnarly like Iron Maiden or something upstairs. And Belzor's just down here like, oh, I'll be up there in a second.
Okay. All right, so you're going down here. So there is a door down there.
Yeah, we know.
Yep. Going through the door?
Yes.
checking it for traps first, but yes.
Okay.
that-
Sure. Yeah.
That door?
Yep, this door right here. Yes.
Do you check your foot traps investigation? Go.
Okay. This door is indeed trapped.
Oh, good. Good to know.
This one looks like a pretty simple one. Instead of the ones you have unlike some of the ones you've encountered, this is a false door plate over here. You should be stepping on this one.
Okay. I will. Sorry. Which?
This
saw
one.
a picture.
The one.
Step on this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Just if you want, I can
Tilda
mark.
flies Aoife and her back here, so as to avoid just in case.
Yep. There. Yeah. You see, there are some like very definitive cracks in that floor tile. That very large floor tile. So you're like, if somebody steps on here for too long, they're gonna fall through somewhere. And it
Never
looks
to
like it's
help
been
us get
rebuilt
by.
a few times. So it's worked to some capacity.
Okay.
So it's like,
and so
we
we
just,
just
like,
we
kick
just
it
want to
through?
avoid it, not. It's not to be disarmed. Be
No,
avoided.
yeah. I mean, if you want to like make it pretty obvious, it looks like if you like stab into the floor plate, it might just crumble.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's leave it as it is. They might forget. Sarah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm worried Lynn might step on it, so I'll smack it.
Okay. You want to smack the floor plate? All right, sounds good.
Okay. Are you worried that Lynn, the character that is checking around upstairs, will step on it, or are
Yeah.
you worried that Mel is going to step on it?
I
and you
mean, the
just
character
accidentally
upstairs.
said Lynn? Okay.
Yeah.
Because now this is confusing.
Now it's confusing. Yeah, no.
Yes.
I'm worried for the character, the monk upstairs, because she's
Okay.
I'm
Well, if it
assuming
wa-
going to
if it
come
wasn't for
catch
the
up with
fact-
us in a minute.
That we've heard you call Mel Lynn today. It's definitely
Like 3
Yeah.
times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like 3 times. So.
That's great. It's great. Since there's nothing, since the disarmament, so to speak, is being taken care of, I will open the door, unlocking as did.
The door is other than that plate, there's like nothing keeping you from going into that room. So
There's nothing holding us back.
No stopping us now. I mean, except for the fireball that's incoming, but you know.
Mm.
It looks like a storage room of sorts. You see there's a table for people. It looks like people have had meals there. Quick meals. There is like a half-eaten peanut butter and banana sandwich. There,
Is it fried or not?
it is not fried. The bread isn't even toasted.
Ugh. Savages. um, I'll just quickly examine the crates because why wouldn't I?
Okay. You find. Just give me a quick investigation. As you rummage through the storeroom. Okay, you find some rations.
Just get the crowbar out and go.
Yep.
Just right down the line.
Find some rations, like nuts, dried fruit, lots of stuff that's like beef jerky, stuff that isn't easily perishable. There's alarmingly amount of clothing in here. Definitely used, and definitely from all
Ooh,
walks
thrift
of
store.
life.
We've walked into the walk-in closet.
Some have blood stains.
This is the shit from the people they've murdered.
There is a variety of books here. Some look like planners. Some look like diaries. A few raunchy romantic novels. Things of that nature. You do, surprisingly, among some of the clothing and belongings of previous, perhaps captives, you hypothesize, you do find a gem about the size of your fist in deep in one of the pockets. You rolled a 29 in investigation. Figured you'd hit this. Just looking at it for a little while, you think it's a diamond. It is black in color, which is rare. You think about this size, it might be worth about 1K. It is not magical.
Anything else pinging in this room, though?
Yes. You find at the bottom of one of the crates, there looks like there is a false panel. In there you find 2 regular healing potions.
Nice. Don't everybody else
The
celebrate at
black
once?
diamond. Take some beef jerky because that shit's expensive. I hope it's beef.
I'm gonna grab some of the dried fruit and just immediately hand it to Aoife behind me.
Start snacking.
Yep. You got some. This is a nice variety of dried fruit. You got some dried pineapple, papaya, mango, some shaved off coconut, large coconut flake chips.
I hate all of those.
That's why
Pineapple.
you gave it to Aoife.
Yeah. Pineapple is the only thing I like of those things that you just mentioned.
They're all tropical fruits.
I just thought it was kind of funny.
Right now that we've raided the break room, we got a door. Is the only other door, right? All right, check it for traps.
So 2 regular healing potions.
2 regular healing potions, correct.
What do you have on you, Aoife?
I have. Let me get down to it. I have 1 common healing potion.
I will hand one of those to you as well.
Okay.
And does anyone else want to carry the other one?
I appear to have 3.
What size was it?
Regular. The
Let me see
smallest.
Let me see how many of those I have. I already have 2 of those, so I'm good.
Zaitari.
What? Sorry.
We
What?
found 2 regular healing potions. I gave one to Aoife to
I'm good on
carry.
healing potions. I do not need.
Okay, I'll carry this one then.
Okay. This door does not appear to be trapped.
Alright, I'll open it up.
All right. Goes over this way, and then there's a hallway this way. Turns
I will at the
that
point.
way.
Go invisible.
Okay. At this point, Belzer comes
Oh, great.
back. And he's like, "Hey guys, so Lynn's finished the investigation upstairs. There is a door. You might not want to go into that door.
Why not?
The one upstairs?
Yeah, it's full of undead.
Oh, okay. Well, we might have to, but
Yeah, it's a room. It's full of coffins. It doesn't look like there's like a door in there, so it looks like a dead end.
oh well.
Also,
then-
darling, could you stand back just a bit?
Oh, of course. Why is this floor marked?
The panel right in front of you is a trap.
Ah, that would make sense. There should be a hole. I heard Lynn, Melanie had like stabbed it or something. I think that's what Lynn said.
I'm very good at stabbing.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So there is just a black abyss. I wonder how far it goes, this Belzor.
Hopefully none of us have to find out.
Lynn's like, Belzor, don't drop a rock down there.
I love the
how
Mary Pippin vibe
beholders-
we're getting from.
That's how beholders show up. They just rise up out of the ground.
Okay, so there is for you, Raine, there is a door here. There is a door here. There is a door here.
I'll go to this door.
Okay.
No.
This does not appear. Well, just roll your investigation. Don't roll one.
I can't. Okay, I won't.
Physically impossible.
You did the
Hey,
opposite.
there you
Had
go.
to-
This door does not appear to be trapped. Hey, look, fancy room.
Ooh. Carpenter blood.
Volcano knows those.
The age-old. It's the age-old question.
Squishy carpet.
It's not actually a
Who's this?
carpet. It's painted with blood.
Oh,
That's
okay.
like that.
There we go.
Yeah, it's dried blood,
It's sticky.
Right.
but it's blood. It's got that like dark brownish color after blood dries for a really long time.
Do I see books over there on a desk-like area?
You do.
Could have an interesting room over here. Might have some things like that. I will move forward, while perceiving my surroundings.
Mhm.
You know, just to make sure I don't. At least nothing obvious, you know.
Mhm.
So, do you want me to roll anything or?
You could roll a perception check just to see if you see and spot anything funky out of the ordinary. It does seem like this room was very commonly used. There's like hardly any dust anywhere. Yeah, it was commonly used. There's hardly any dust present at all. Looks like it was kept well cleaned, except for the giant blood stain that
Sure.
resembles a carpet on the floor.
I'll go examine the desk, rifle through the.
In the desk, so this is what it seems like on the desktop. It looks like there is a small pile of items to your right, and there is a small pile of items, but a smaller pile of items to your left. It looks like things were being sorted. Um, it's like gems, coins, books, and then like in the corner over here, it just looks like a pile of junk. So what you can probably guess is they took from one pile, they saw if there was anything useful, they tossed it aside into the junk pile, and in the smaller pile, they left what was useful, essentially.
Okay. I don't think anything that looks useful that's just
There are
or valuable.
you find about in various different precious and semi-precious gems. There looks like to be about another one K worth over here, and you could just
Okay.
put like variety
Various.
of gems, various gems like amethyst, like citrine and malachite and stuff like that.
Okay.
There looks like in the smaller pile, there looks like to be a really nice cloak. There doesn't seem like, unlike the other clothing that has been tossed aside into the junk pile, this cloak looks pretty pristine.
Let's check that out.
Having spent too much time with Zaitari, I squinted it. It's too convenient. And I'll pick it up at the end of my crowbar and bring it back.
Okay.
Tilda, we checked this out. And they had sorted it into a pile of things that they found valuable, gems and whatnot. I got a handful of them.
Would
I
this
just
have
wanna
been
make sure.
within
10 minutes,
the
yeah.
10 minutes
yeah.
for detect magic? Okay.
So you detect magic still. It appears to be magical.
Ooh.
What sort of magic am I getting off of it?
Let me see.
Anything other than necromancy?
Oh, there's no
I'm gonna see,
necromancy
like-
here.
Yeah.
No, I just have to see what the spell is. There it is. Transmutation.
I could get
Touch it,
squidgy.
touch it,
If
touch
we
it, touch
can-
it, touch it, touch it.
Keep it firmly on the crowbar.
Do we want me to cast identify? I can do it. It's just going to take 10 minutes up front.
We don't have to do it right now. We could toss it in with the portable hole and, just kind of make a pile.
10 minutes is a bit much. We'll toss it in the portable hole. In the hole it goes.
You also find a variety. If you want to go sift through the pile a little bit, you were sifting through the pile. Roll one more perception check now that you're at this desk and like are poking around.
Okay, let me put myself back. I'm going to no wall. I don't know. Fuck it. Roll 20, speed and knowledge.
That's okay. I'll say you're at the desk.
Perception or investigation, you said?
Investigation.
Okay.
Underneath the desk, there is like a false panel, and when you when you take your like a longer fingernail, you're able to like get
Poke
behind,
nail.
or use your dagger. You pry the panel open, and there's a key underneath.
Ooh. Hidden key.
Large, small, medium. Look like it'll go on a door here, or
It's small. small. Not too small. It looks like it would fit into a door, like of
What? A key that fits into a door?
a door of normal size.
There we go.
I was trying to think of the word. What's regular size
Whoever
again?
thought-
Normal.
Who would have thought such a thing was possible? Wonder of wonders, miracle of miracle.
Rock falls, everyone dies now.
Yeah. Can I have followed Raine into this room after she brought the cloak back, and just kind of look her, just do a quick sweep with detect magic?
Yeah.
Just a little beep, 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 beep. Anything?
Looks like you've gotten everything that's magical in this room.
Okay. Also, I'm really sorry, but I'm starting to get a headache.
Mm-hmm.
So I might need to bounce really early
Okay.
tonight.
It happens.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm gonna try to power through it for a little while longer, but
All right, just let
Yeah.
us know when you need to take a rest.
will do.
Move on to the next door.
Okay.
Over here.
This door is not locked, or it doesn't appear to be locked.
Does it appear to be trapped?
Let's see.
Come on, roll 20. I don't know why, but
Investigate.
There we go. It doesn't appear to be trapped.
alright, we'll open her up.
All right. This appears to be a very well used acolyte room.
Acolyte room.
The acolyte room.
It's a place where they sleep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh. I was just like,
No, they manufacture acolytes here.
oh, okay.
I mean, maybe.
It's pretty sparse in here. There looks like to be a small chest at the foot of each bed, possibly holding the belongings of whoever slept in here.
Going through it.
Would you like to roll an investigation check, Melanie?
Sure.
Okay.
I'm a digging.
All right.
Dig. Can I
You're
add
still
my
back at the-
strength to my investigation as I dig through their belongings? No, I'm kidding.
You're still back at the door.
That's because I was all tapped. Let me what?
All right. You find the following things. There is a black cow. There's some blood on it. There is also a really nice pair of what looks like to be, the only way I could describe them as they look like Doc Martens if there are Doc Martens in this world, but they're a hideous lime green. I mean, a fashionista could probably make it work, but they're pretty hideous.
No, you said hideous lime green.
Obnoxious lime green.
Okay, well.
There is what looks like to be a very well chewed femur of some kind. Definitely not
Okay,
human.
they had a dog.
But it does have teeth marks.
Okay.
So for some reason there's an axe handle and
I repeat, somebody had a dog.
an ornate table leg that probably was used as a club at one point because of like the dents in the top.
Okay. None of this looks useful.
Anything magical?
You still have that up, so let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There is something magical here.
Hmm.
It appears to be a spoon.
I was really hoping you were gonna say spell guard shield, but that's okay too.
No, there's a spoon. It's a very nice spoon. It has the design of like grapes and oranges and like other certain fruit like engraved at the top, and it has like a really nice narrow handle with like a striping pattern that goes to the top of the spoon of the spoon.
Spoon.
Spoon. Um, but that radiates magic.
Like Moon Boon, but worse. Um. What sort of magic does it radiate?
I am about to look that up. It radiates transmutation.
Another thing for the portable hole, I guess.
Purple hole.
Okay.
There's one more door in this hallway, right?
Yes. That and behind Melanie is a dead end.
Oh, interesting.
Great.
'Cause I
Go investigate the
definitely-
dead end.
Yeah. I mean, we don't know. There might be a secret door.
That's a very
I am talking to myself.
suspicious
Oh,
looking
yeah?
dead end.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
It is.
I will
Go
and
go run
investigate.
into it. I'm sure it's fake
It's
one.
fine. Yeah, full speed. You gotta believe, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just like when Melanie Kool-Aid manned that door. So
Nah, you know, I'll let Melanie handle that, but I'll investigate. Investigator perception or
Investigate, I would say.
very good.
It appears to be a normal wall.
Poking my
Okay.
head around the corner. Anything magical?
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe they just had shit interior designers.
Hmm.
Alright,
I was so certain that
oh yeah,
this
for sure.
went around. Oh well.
there's the door here.
Yep, that's a door. Sorry if it's not.
Alright,
Yes.
I thought it was. Just wanna make sure. Yeah, check out this door.
All right.
Investigate.
Meow.
23.
The door does not appear to be trapped, but it appears to be locked.
Holding the key.
I'll try the key first.
All right. It seems to fit the lock perfectly.
I'll turn the key.
All right. It seems to be a bedroom.
Is that a chest over there?
Yes, that is a chest over there. There's also a desk and a bed.
Mm-hmm. I will go check chest for traps.
Okay.
Ugh. Another 23.
Ugh, 23 is all.
You find some, dark cloaks, a few animal skulls of different
Just
animals.
the party chest, obviously.
Yeah. Tilda, are you in the room as well?
I was going to pop my head in to check for magic things.
When you do, this wall is illusory.
Ooh. Fake wall on your 3 o'clock, darling?
Gotcha. I will check out the desk.
Investigate the desk.
28.
Okay. You find a few things at the desk. First of all, at the desk, you do find a diary or a journal, as some people like to call it, diary or journal. It appears to be, just scanning it real quick, it appears to be the leader's diary.
Hmm.
It's going to take some time to decipher. It is written in a code.
Coded. Common? Or some other.
Common, yes.
Okay. Yeah, take that. Yoink. And, what else we got?
There seems to be just a variety of idols and other knickknacks that are here. Just put variety of knickknacks. I can send you a more detailed list later.
Knick-knack variety.
Yep.
Knick-knack, variety.
Okay.
Should we try the illusory wall, turn back to it, or do we want to try to work our way around? See if it comes through the other.
I'll walk through it.
I'll take one of the knickknacks and throw it through.
All right. It phases through the wall. It shimmers slightly.
Do we hear it like clunk on the floor on
Yes,
the other side?
you do.
All right. Go get my knickknack back.
All right.
Which wall is it over here?
Yeah, over there.
I'll stick
Yep.
myself through.
There is a book on a stand in here.
Touch it.
Stop it!
I will. Mel will reach toward it, then think, "Oh wait, no. Go
Damn.
ahead and grab a. I mean, she's probably already got gloves on, actually. So, in her gauntleted hand, she'll go ahead and pick this up and shove it out the wall toward Tilda. Like book first, so it just looks like a arm flipping out of a wall in a video game. Tilda, is this magical?
Tilda, you know what this is immediately, like, the first time you glance at it. This is a spell book.
Does it look like a normal spell book, or is it like bound in human leather?
Definitely doesn't look like bound in any type of, like, human leather. It's not like the Necronomicon or anything like that. It looks
Okay.
like a normal spell book from the outside.
It's not the one from Hocus Pocus where the eyeball.
No.
Is just all-
It's for all intents and purposes. If there are normal spell books in this region, it looks like a normal spell book. It's
Looks like a normal spell book, darling.
it's very nice.
And I yoink.
The cover is made of like a green leather with some purple accents.
Okay. I start flipping through it.
You flip through it, and there's some spells you recognize, like catapult, gift of alacrity, fortune's favor, movable object, yada yada yada. You get up to the spells of the 9th circle. Well, up to like the 7th of tonight. I'll show you the book. in a minute. Like
Yeah,
you
that's
see you glancing, you see Tether Essence, Create Magen, Dark Star, Reality Break, Ravenous Void. And then you get near the back of it.
Why are there always scary books in the places that we go?
We go to scary ass weird places.
It's
Mm.
true, but why do there have to be scary books? We don't need to read about how scary it is.
I mean, in the other room there are trashy romance novels.
I'm gonna flip through those while you're looking for a scary
There
book.
were.
Oh, damn. Oh, never mind.
I mean, we would share. I mean, right?
I mean, there's enough romance novels to go around.
There's
Yeah.
so many of them.
You realize this is definitely a wizard spell book.
Mm-hmm.
B, this is Krasus's spell book because
Ooh.
What?
inside it describes the ritual in which he was able to. Let me go back to my notes.
Is the Eye of Krasus sign like dotted with a heart? And then next to it, there's like a doodle that says "I heart godhood."
So Crassus had his own spellbook, and then he was also using the Book of Ioun's knowledge
Mm-hmm.
as a relic. So he was dual wielding books.
Yeah, essentially.
He
Proper
took
wizard.
he took 2 weapon fighting and decided to pick books.
The worst part is that he actually just used the books to like smack people.
Yep,
Didn't even use the spells inside. It was just all
that's
physical.
why he's the Avatar of Blood, because
Yeah.
he smacked people and got their blood.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah, you do. There is the ritual in which he used to help bind as it's described in the book, a celestial level entity.
Ooh, that'll be useful.
He does. There are like tiny notes, footnotes at the end of like each page of this ritual. Tilda, could you roll an Arcana check for me, please?
I sure could.
Okay. There are, of course, some variables that that need to be included in this type of ritual, such as, long story short, power level of the being binded, environment the being is being binded in, adjustments to that. The ability of, and the ritual also suggests, do not do this by yourself if entity is of this power level.
Buddy system. Smart.
Buddy system.
But only for certain entities, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Anything
Demigods,
lower than like, yeah,
go
exactly.
solo.
Oh.
Anything above that, gotta have a buddy.
Yeah. Pretty much like after the ritual, you see there is a cacophony of like notes like that have been written in here. It looks like if anybody's ever taken a lab, when you do an experiment, you write down everything you've done and little notes next to it, as in what you did this time, as opposed different to the next time. And as you're flipping through those experimental notes, you see, okay, hag. You see hag, devil, angel, deva, planetar. And near the end of it, as you get to like the last portion of the spell book, you see the name Yablink at the top. And there's just this wall of text that accompanies that.
Well, hey, we got the cheat sheet for how to take care of the old ones.
Perhaps. I think with that, I'm gonna. I gotta bounce. My head is
Okay, that's fine.
not my friend today.
Yep, that's
I'm
cool.
sorry, guys. I just wanted to finish this hallway, though.
It's okay. It happens.
All right.
All right, have a
I'll
good
talk
night.
to you guys.
Yeah, I feel better.
Yeah, you too. Thanks.
Good night.
Night.
So that's what Tilda like realizes as she goes through the books. Like, yeah, seems to be like a cheat sheet for as Mallory said. This seems to be, as Zaitari said, this is the cheat sheet.
Oh, I mean, Mallory said that,
Okay.
so.
Since I'm just following behind Tilda for all this on the broom, can I take the book from her? Am I able to read it at all when it comes to the Yablink stuff?
Yeah, it's written in common.
Okay, cool. Because I'm one of the ones helping develop the new like split the old one and bind individual pieces thing.
Yep.
So I want to read that to see if I can't start getting some more information about what might be useful for us in that effort.
Yeah, that's totally cool. As if somebody could well, I'll just let this be in all players' journals. Those will be the spells that if she chooses to, will be able to copy into her spell book. So it should be available in all journals. I'll let her know when she gets back next week.
A lot of spells. That's nice.
Yeah.
Ravenous Void?
Mm-hmm.
Now, are all of these? This is just Lynn being curious. Are all of these regular, or is this some of it?
Most of them are from the Wild Mount source book.
Yeah. Dark Star
Okay,
is...
but none of them are old magic then.
No.
Okay.
Reality Break is a fun one.
Reality Break is fun.
But yeah, when you're looking, like, you're glancing at the Yablink notes, Aoife, you notice, okay, dimensions of the creature at, like, full power seem to be the size of a small city.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And it looks like it just writes down, things like regeneration capabilities, however, slowed by divine radiant magics.
Uh-huh.
And things of that nature. I can give you like essentially the cheat sheet of what he has written down.
Yeah.
I'll just write that down to give that to you. French fry? No.
It's been a couple weeks, but the whole thing with Krasus is that he was unsuccessful in this stuff, right?
He was unsuccessful.
Successfully did the old god stuff.
He helped bind Yablink.
Yeah.
He was fine
But-
with the old one stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but he was unsuccessful in taking it further for himself.
Yes, he was successful becoming a minor deity. However, he got greedy and tried to take Ioun's position, and that backfired royally.
Yeah, and with the Yablink thing, it was him plus others with relics, and it was a pretty heavy cost.
Yes.
To do it. Okay.
Yeah. This is like of the experiments. This is the longest, most detailed, heftiest part of this ritual.
Okay.
It looks like and you could tell some of the notes include like dates.
Mm-hmm.
This looked like it took years of research on his part. It was just that long. And if you recall, the when Yablink had tricked the Minotaur civilization to work for him, it took that war between the Minotaurs and the rest of the civilizations took years to resolve.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As you're like looking through the book, I assume you guys spent a little time like just flipping through the book and whatnot. Lynn and Belzor come back. They seem to have like disappeared and reappeared. And Belzor's like, so we checked out the room beyond like the bleeding stone. I don't think you want to go to the east.
In the east?
Yeah, or right. Like this way.
What's over there?
There is a very deep dark abyss.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a
Wait.
giant fissure in the ground. And I
Hmm.
think there's something in there, and it sounds loud and snores very like heavily.
Hmm.
Awesome.
So I don't think we need to go to the same room.
It's fair.
He's like looking at you and like looking at himself. He still looks pretty beat up. Yeah.
No, yeah, we don't need to. I'd like to find this person if they're here because they could be really useful, but we don't necessarily need to kill everything in here. I mean, it'd be nice, but that's just because everything in here is definitely evil and should probably die. So, it's just kind of
We do have somebody that we need to rescue.
Yeah.
To be
but
fair.
that's a side thing. It's not necessarily a today thing.
Yeah, Belzor says, "Yeah, I agree. Like, let's try to find Godwin and let's maybe get out of here. We could come back for like round 2."
Yeah, with just like explosives, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just beam everything to death.
I mean, do you want to beam all of the sentient plant matter that's in the room that we have to go through to most likely get to Godwin?
I'll try. I mean, me and Lynn will help with that. Fire won't work, right?
No.
Oh, that's depressing. I'll try beaming things to death. I guess Lynn will just punch things to death.
I'll be right behind to help.
Okay, sounds good.
And this is which room we're going into? The plant room?
That's as far as you guys. told me?
So, did we know where this went? Was that was that the one that went to the chasm?
No, it was this one right
That
here.
was the door.
Okay,
to
what
the
about
Cavern
this
of
one? We should
Emptiness.
probably check that out.
There's also more to the east as well. Like one
Yeah.
more. We
Um,
should probably deal with this bullshit.
okay, that's fine. Mel will be like right behind Lynn and Belzor.
Okay. Lynn's like, do you want me to try like appear behind like one of the bigger ones and just probably stun that fucker first, or what's the plan?
Well, I don't. So, to my knowledge, these things aren't very mobile, right? Was that what we kind of I thought? So I was thinking we should probably start with ranged, and try to get them knocked down a little bit from range, and then once they're closer, this is a choke point. They can't flank us if we're here, so we can just kind of like lead them out to this choke point and slowly murder them in the hallway. So that was my thought, but if you guys have any suggestions, anybody?
I mean, Belzor says, I mean, I'm all right at range. Lynn's not as Lynn says, I'm more of the punch the shit out of things type of deal.
Yeah, these are blood plants that grow out of people that are dead or dying or something. And I don't super want to get close to them, and I don't have any ranged options. So can I just be moral support from the back and root for you guys? Because
Yeah. Honestly, here's my idea. So we're gonna take Raine, who is pretty good with ranged. We're gonna let her go just a little ways up in there. Snap, snap, snap. Get some shots off. Boom, boom. And then, once they start coming this way, anybody else who has any range, just joop, joop, joop. Zaitari, you can just blurp, blurp, blurp. Throw your little range thingies in there. Tilda can blurp, blurp, blurp. Throw some range in there. Once they get close, you guys fall back a bit. You got some area to spread back behind us. Lynn, you and I.
What exactly are you implying that I throw in there? The ring
joops.
thingies?
It's the joop 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 joop
You mean
joop,
magic?
joop, joop. I will then just look at you and just cast Eldritch Blast at that fucking cough and be like, the joop joop, come on. Now.
I just roll my eyes. I look at Raine, and I'm like, how do you know what she's saying? Is Cake, did that come through?
You might have done
yeah. Practice.
I just
Don't you know?
squint.
It sounds like so a long time ago when my brother was younger, the only person in my family that could understand him was me. I thought he spoke clearly, but apparently he did not. So I had to always I think he was 4. I had to interpret everything he said to my parents. Anyways, I imagine this is this situation.
So, Raine, if you are, all hidden and they don't know you're there, you can get a really good starting shot off. What do you say? You just really fucking nail one of those assholes in the corner, and then, get maybe 1 or 2 shots off. Come back here. We'll just draw them over here. It's not like they can flank us out of this tiny doorway, and we'll just stab till they're dead. Yeah.
Sounds good to me. I think that should work pretty well. So it's a good choke point.
I have a question. I have a question about this plan, says Belzar.
Yes.
Have you tried speaking to them?
No. If anybody wants to try with that, I guess we can lead with talking. Not my strong suit, personally, but if anyone wants to get in there, go for it.
I don't.
I will point out that the murder plant's built out of dead bodies, so honestly, it might not go well, but if you want to give it a shot, yeah, sure.
I can make somebody greater and invisible if anybody would like it.
Like, Belzer will look at Lynn Lynn's like, you want me to, you.
I'm not forcing you to. You have to, only if you want to do it.
I mean, if anyone's going to talk to them, Zaitari, you're really good at talking.
Why are we trying to talk to the plant people? Aren't we just?
I don't know. It was Belzel's idea. Honestly, I was gonna go with punching, but he wanted to start with talking instead.
I mean, we might not have to fight them. Don't think they're going to be swayed to the good side with our incredible words, but they might, if they're sentient, they might decide it's better not to die and just let us go.
Okay.
Lynn looks like she's up for the punching aspect of this. Belzer looks like, yeah, we could probably talk it out, maybe. Give him a chance before we murder people.
I give Lynn a side look, like, yeah, I know.
Lynn's like,
Tell me, so, I was trying to look through the various utility cantrips that I have, and Minor Illusion seems to be the one where I could possibly throw my voice. It says, if you create a sound, its volume can range from, you create a sound or an image of an object within range that lasts for the duration. The duration is 30 feet, or the range is 30 feet. Create a sound, its volume can range from a whisper to a scream. It can be your voice, someone else's voice, a lion's roar, blah, blah, blah. The sound continues unabated throughout the duration. Or you can make discrete sounds at different times before the spell ends. Would I be able to essentially throw my voice and send like a message into the room?
yeah, I would
to
say
try
you
to
could
talk to them?
Yeah, you guys are. I think you'd be able to do that.
Okay.
You were thinking that was a good idea first, were you?
KK, you're not muted.
Okay, are you talking to your
Yeah,
dog?
we can hear you.
Yes. That went a million times.
Well, now we know why KK's muted all the time.
Yep.
Apparently, she's talking to everybody.
Mel will point out, while I'm fine with the talking thing, if we talk to them, we don't get like, the jump on them. But no, it's fine. Let's talk to them. Let's talk.
I'm in the laundry room now. But you think we might no. Are you going back in the laundry room?
I was gonna close.
You're gonna find it.
Yeah. I was gonna close it for you. Don't worry.
I have muted KK. I apologize.
I can still.
I muted her.
You,
on
you
my
muted
set, yeah.
Hemlock.
I didn't mute Hemlock. I mute. Hold on.
That was me.
Server mute?
There it is.
There it is. I can do things. I've never had to do that before, so.
God powers. I
Uh,
did send a message to KK, but I think she can't see anything right
yeah, I think she's busy right now.
now.
It happens.
All right, yeah, I'll try to go ahead and throw my voice. I'll just send it in common.
Mm-hmm.
And say, because it lasts for up to a minute, so I'll just do a basic greeting.
Mm-hmm.
Say, hello, plant individuals. We're looking for someone and would very much like to pass through your room peacefully. In order to get to the other side, we mean no harm. I would very much prefer to just walk on through, get our job done, and just leave y'all alone.
All right. About 20 seconds pass, and you hear. Let me see the. Oh, yeah, they're very smart. You hear in kind of like sauntering down from this
Mhm.
way a very big plant person.
Mm-hmm.
And in your head you hear
Allowed to do that.
has the House of Black brought a tribute?
I'll send my voice in again and say, what is a tribute? We're just visitors passing through, looking for our friend. If you tell us what the tribute is, we might be able to give it to you.
Tribute is, and you have an image of dead body, fresh dead body.
Hmm.
We got hell of those, yeah.
Yeah, we can go back to the other room and say, I'll kind of relay the message to everyone. It's like we have a bunch of corpses that we can give them. Yeah, we should be able to do that. Just give us a few minutes. We'll be right back.
There's no response. I assume you're gonna take one of the cultists you like cut down.
Yeah, we can
Oh, yeah.
take. We'll take a couple of them just to be safe.
Okay.
Melanie will just heave them up. Just make a stack. I will, before we do that, I'll strip all their gear off just to make sure they don't have any cool shit.
Mm-hmm.
We can look at it later if we want to, or we can just toss it in a hole. I don't care. But so I am gonna be tossing naked bodies at them.
Okay.
You know how in Dragon Age, when you go into what was it, Origins?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you knew everyone was gonna die if you've already played through it once, so you would always take all your people's gear and
Yep.
then they had to do the cutscenes
Yep.
naked. Yeah.
Yeah, like that starting party. Yeah, I strip them down to their underwear every time
Yep.
before the ritual.
Yep. They just did it butt ass naked every time. So yeah, basically that's
the first
we're
time I was
gonna,
so mad. I was like, "Oh, that gear is wasted."
yeah.
So you toss it in, and you hear. So you want the prisoner back?
I'll toss my voice in and say, "Yep, that is exactly what we are looking for."
Hmm.
There's been a big misunderstanding, and we need to get him back.
Roll a deception check.
Sure.
Does Tilda know guidance?
I
I do. Guidance.
think so.
Let me
Um,
take a
I think
look.
I still
we can
have.
slap
Yeah, I
some
still have
guidance
her
on ya.
sheet. Let me see.
I have guidance.
Okay, slap that on me.
Got
As
it.
I'm opening up Tilda's sheet, and now my computer is like screaming. So many spells. My computer nulled it out. Okay. Deception. Go ahead and add. What is that? A D4?
Yeah, I believe that's a D4.
4. 19. I would say I would give myself inspiration, but I can't. So.
Yeah. Okay. Um. So there is a individual. Like a couple minutes later, there is where am I gonna get him? There is an individual who is. You hear a door open and close, and there is a human male, who walks out with scholarly robes, and he is talking like as to like another blood orchid who's like bringing him down the hallway. And he says, well,
Oh, he made friends.
the as far as you could tell, the blood orchids do not seem very interested in what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're just like, oh, thank God.
and they're like, oh, oh, hello. And he kind of waves at you guys.
Hello. What's this guy's name again?
Godwin.
Is Professor something? Godwin?
Yep. Dr. Godwin.
Hi, Dr. Godwin. If you'll come with us, there's been a big misunderstanding. We need to have a little chat.
Oh, of course. Thank you for your hospitality. The blood orchids don't care. Belzor is grinning to himself wildly, and Lynn is like, ugh.
He's like, oh my God, I can't believe it worked. Yes!
Mel will put her hands on her hips, kind of give a sigh, and then like pat Belzor, just like on like a hearty like thump on the back, and be like, "Good call."
Now, if that will only work on an old one, he says.
Oh,
No,
man,
let's
if
not try an
only.
old one. That would be. Let's not push it.
Just throw a bunch of corpses at an old one and then make them fuck off to a different plane.
So does Mr. Malachi need my services again?
I'm gonna kind of like put my arm in his and just kind of walk him away from the
Okay.
blood orchid room.
Yep.
Like essentially towards like probably like right here.
Okay. You already see some of the blood orchids like take a cutting from one of the nearby blood bushes and just stick the branch into the body of the cultist you brought them.
Oh, fun.
Cool.
No, Doctor, we're here to rescue you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I was
Ah.
getting quite well, I haven't had my afternoon tea in a little while. Well, today. So I was getting quite testy.
Mm.
Much appreciated.
Yeah, I can
Glaring
only
daggers
imagine.
At this dude. Just glaring daggers at the back of his head.
Yes. Well, after the day we've had, we might want to not say those things a bit too loud, because some of us have almost died about 3 times.
Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry. I didn't know it was that much. Oh, my apologies.
Yes, it was quite a rough experience. Now, why don't you? I'll kind of like lean over to him and whisper and say, "Why don't you thank everybody for all the work we did to get you out of this hellhole?"
Oh, of course. He turns around. He gives a very deep bow, and he says, I thank all of you for coming to my rescue. I didn't even think anybody knew I was gone. Honestly.
Well, we were gonna send to speak with you, and you weren't there because you'd been captured, and we were kind of worried you would be murdered.
Yes,
So
and now we're here to rescue you from the cult.
I guess we should leave then.
Yes.
Yes.
And while we're walking and talking
Mhm.
away from this horrible, horrible place,
Mm-hmm.
why don't you tell us what it is that you have been doing for the House of Black as their prisoner?
Ah! Well, so, Mr. Malachi, had asked me, well, by knife point, threatening, actually.
Mhm.
So he had asked me to replace his eye with the Eye of Krasus. I found.
Oh, so that was Malachi.
Yes, that was
He's
Malachi.
yeah, he's super dead.
Yeah. That's wonderful news. But yeah, I had found the eye at at a local merchant shop, and it was actually quite a steal actually for the price they were asking. Um, Anyways, I purchased the item, and I was about to publish a paper on my findings when, in the dead of night, I was kidnapped. So, replace the eye of Mr. Malachi. I was able to interpret some of the burbling of Mr. Krasus. I didn't even know he was here. I thought he was in a mountain like north of here, but apparently they relocated him here from his previous resting place. It's quite fascinating how like a god turns another into a burbling bloody
Blood rock?
stone. Yes. Um, I did that. I had to help him get adjusted to said eye. I also had to interpret some of uh, some of his notes in his spell book. And they wanted to resurrect him. Of course, I had to pretend I knew how to do that.
sure.
I really
So
didn't know how to do that.
there's no worries about Krasus not becoming a not blood rock.
It is possible. I assume it would have to be divine intervention for him to be restored to his proper vessel.
Hmm. Okay, so
And
no
by
high
proper
powered
vessel, you
cleric.
mean any sort of mortal form or his original body?
Yes and yes.
Ah. Okay. Well, let's just leave the weird rock here then. Yeah.
Do you know if there's any way to kill the weird rock?
It has been tried a few times by like meteor swarms and having it destroyed by very large creatures. The rock seems to be impervious to damage.
Yeah,
As
I'm
far
gonna
as I could
say,
tell.
like, I understand why Ioun did that to him, considering everything,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's really annoying that there is a possibility of bringing it back.
However, I believe Malachi was going to use my further services and perhaps the services of a more adept spellcaster or scion to try to pry some knowledge from the god himself. He was a very, very accomplished magus in his time. Probably one.
Very aware.
Ah,
The man.
you're getting robot-y. I'm sorry.
I can.
Yeah, I'll be right back too. I gotta do something real quick.
Rad. Just as my connection came back. KK, do you yet live?
I
imagine.
live.
Oh, you're also you. That was very staticky.
I maybe live.
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Oh, that's better. Weird.
Discord doing Discord things.
Dude, just be doing that. Oh. I've been listening to music on YouTube, and I hate how it's like, "Are you still listening?"
Yeah.
And I'm just like, "Bitch, yes." Like, no fucking stop! God damn it!
I'm back.
It's like
You have a
fucking
life?
Netflix.
What are they trying to do? Like, do you have a life?
I know, right? Like, I'm just listening to music, man. Like, ugh. Oh. There we go.
Okay. Yeah. Are you guys leaving the dungeon?
I think so. Unless we wanted to explore those other corridors. Which
think we
I
can leave.
understand if we want to do that now and not come back to this hellhole. But, you know.
That's true.
Aoife also needs to fucking sleep, so...
At this level, having 69 hit points is not ideal.
But it is nice.
It is nice,
Yeah.
but not ideal.
I mean, I've gotten some loot. Raine's happy. She'll go or stay, either whatever the group decides.
Yeah, I'm fine with fucking leaving. I can't teleport us anyways, so we do need to sleep. But I do think... Let me open up... Hold on, shoot. So she has teleportation circle prepared, and I think she said she does, as my computer flips the fuck out again, trying to open Tilda's sheet. We should be able to teleportation circle us out of here, and to, at the very least, River. Where's that? 5th level? Yeah, okay, she has it prepared, so she can ritually do it.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, she can just... Do you need to... It's not a ritual spell, is it? No, it isn't. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's why she has it prepared. Duh. Okay. Fitting how teleportation circle works. Yeah, so it just takes her a minute and we'll be able to get back to Rober lickety split.
All right. Are you guys going back home? Are you guys going to Fort Granite?
Go back to the keep,
Okay. All right.
right? I mean, was there anywhere where else we had to be in this side of the world?
Well, if we can definitely go back to just the keep, but I do want to ask the doctor if he wants to come with us or if he wants us to drop him off in Rober. But we do need his help, so...
Doctor, we're
Yes.
not from this area. We're out of Leona, and we have been working on trying to bind, get rid of, etc., some old gods. And it looks like your research may be of assistance to us. And we would like to ask you to come to our keep and help us with some research and study. We can teleport you there with us. Would you be amenable to a short vacation?
Hmm.
Obviously, we're not kidnapping you. We're asking you. Just throwing that out there. This isn't like some sort of like, if you don't come, we'll kill you type deal. Like, we're not gonna.
No.
Yeah.
No. I appreciate being asked this time. Last time they just took me
novel.
while when I was asleep. And then I woke up with the bag over my head and surrounded by very scary men and very scary plant people.
If you feel nostalgic for the bag, we've got bags.
I would like to get my research supplies first, if possible.
That should be fine.
Yeah, we'll just teleport to Rober then, and then we can travel back with him to make sure he doesn't get fucking jumped on the way, and then get his shit and then travel again.
I mean,
Yeah,
Belzer says you guys can stay at the temple for the night if you want.
Tilda has 3 5th level spell slots, so she can teleport us to Rober and then to the keep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
All right, sounds like a good deal. Godwin's like, excellent. That would be most fortuitous. All right, how we can go there. I'll gather my supplies and we can talk while your esteemed friend is preparing, or while I'm gathering my things. Is there anything in particular that you need to ask? I do know of these old gods you speak of. I thought they sounded more like myth.
Nope, they're super real.
That is horrifying and unfortunate.
It is.
Yes.
And there's
those
3
things.
of them. There's 3 of them well, there's at least 2 that are of immediate danger to deal with. So
You've been doing research on ley lines and their movement, right?
No. I know a few colleagues of mine that research ley lines more in depth. Ley lines are not my forte. I do have associates who do know more about ley lines than yours truly.
What is your current area of expertise?
I am a historian. My knowledge, and I do dabble in the arcane. He kind of like smiles to himself. Just dabble. I have some would say I have a vast knowledge of how do you say pre-modern area of Pondera. Most of my colleagues don't realize about the Minotaur civilization and things of that nature. They thought it was hogwash. And with my findings on the Cult of Blood and their writings, I was about to prove that wrong, and then I was kidnapped.
Well, you would probably really get a kick out of some of the things we have at our keep, because we have some relics from that Minotaur time.
Ooh, his eyes brighten immediately. Oh, that would be wonderful. And he's during this time, he's just taking what looks like to be the equivalent of a large army military satchel and just throwing things in. And he says that would be most wonderful. So you're saying that the old ones do exist, that you need that. So Krasus was one of the ones who bound them. Are you gonna try to find any how you say I suppose it was only 1/4 of the puzzle of binding an old one. So are you gonna go after writings?
Hold up a second. We need to strip search you.
Okay.
No big.
Why?
Well, I'm not going to explain until I see the entire body. Strip it naked now.
Tilda will take 10 minutes and also ritually cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
Smart, I forgot about it.
As you can imagine, messing around with old gods can lead to bad ends, so we just need to do a quick health check.
Okay. Roll a persuasion check, somebody.
I can do that. 20.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, all right, you did this. You did kill the House of Black. So he begins to like. He gets to the his underwear. He said under things,
Mhm.
and he says even this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone is not inspecting. Raine will turn around. At least.
Yep. Okay, and then he is very naked. It. I guess investigation or perception, whichever you guys want to use.
I'll give Melanie or whoever is doing this inspiration. It's a D12.
It
It's gonna
doesn't.
be whatever that is.
Yep, it doesn't
35?
appear to. He doesn't appear to have any cysts. And Tilda's detect magic is not bringing up anything.
Okay, marvelous. Sorry about that. We just had to make sure that you weren't like, possessed by an old one. Last time, we knew somebody that kind of got a little possessed by a cyst and then sort of turned into like a giant old god slime maggot that we had to murder. Also, we one time had a friend for like over a year and then she was actually evil. So, you know how it goes.
I'm afraid I do not, but I will take your word for it. He will get dressed and finish his packing. Okay. I think I'm ready to go. I think that's everything I will need. And of course, as you know, a thank you, of course, and possibly world-saving responsibilities, I will help in any way I can with your endeavors.
Marvelous.
So I assume you guys blink back to the keep at this point.
Mhm.
All right. Belzor and Lynn say their goodbyes. Belzor said, "Just let us know if you need anything else. Sorry about the whole scholar getting kidnapped thing."
It happens.
Yeah, I know. All right. And you guys arrive back at the keep. Okay.
Everything all like we left it?
Yep, nothing has been burned to the ground.
That's good.
What did you guys want to do?
Well, we've got a bunch of people coming here that we need to get ready for. We have, we should probably, like, take this guy and get him kind of, like, situated with, like, I'm guessing we have some sort of, like, a research team of, like, Nenreen and all our various, like, scholarly people. So I think we'll kind of, like, take him, introduce him to everybody, kind of, like, see how his research can help. Maybe see if like it fills any of the gaps in for anything else that we've needed to know and just didn't have or whatever. And then kind of like maybe see where other people are in their travels to and from us, and also let poor Aoife get a night's rest so she doesn't die.
That would be
That's
wise.
probably a good idea.
I'm not going to say no to resting.
It then passes the fuck out.
But yeah, you guys get back. Chambers will take care of everything to get Dr. Godwin situated. Yeah, you guys haven't been gone for long. It's like
No.
hasn't even been a day.
Yeah.
Just feels like it.
It just feels like a day because it's been a few weeks. Aoife's beat up to hell. Yeah. But yeah, you guys get yourself situated at the keep, and You've already been visited by the Guardians. You're still waiting for the Exalted to come by. You've already spoken to Lyris. Was there anybody else you guys were going to speak to that you wanted to contact?
I mean, we're just waiting on Who's What's It to that other group that I'm blanking on the name of right now.
Eternals, right? Or
Exalted.
whatever.
Exalted?
Exalted.
That's
Thank
it.
you.
Yeah. We're just waiting on them to get here, so.
Okay. Okay, while you guys are waiting for them, they're still about like a couple days out. While you guys are getting situated, Godwin gets settled in very quickly. Loves the library immediately.
Okay.
And you know, every now and then he will ask if it's okay to like jot down. He's working on a book at this point now that he knows, well, A, the old ones are real. B, his lifelong research for pre-modern history has not been in vain. C, asks if it's okay to take down notes about like all this whole process for records for a future
Yes.
book.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Excellent.
Do my hit points come back with the long rest?
Yes, they do.
Okay, wonderful.
And then while we're back, we'll probably either buy or commission some more potions because we're gonna be. How long are we waiting on Exalted?
You got on good days travel. They say 2 days, might be 3. Apparently there's a really bad some really bad weather they're running into for their current expedition.
I have a thought. Because obviously potions are more of like at this point potions are more of an availability thing than a cost thing for us. Is there, other than the city that we're right by, is there a city that would have like a really good selection of like we could go there and possibly buy some shit that we maybe can't get here just because we keep purchasing all the potions here?
It's a good idea.
Like Robur or like the Dwarven city or something, like any of the places where we like they have a area of commerce, but maybe we haven't drugged them dry. Also, there was like some shit that went down here recently, I think. I can't remember. So there was some reason that the well was a bit shallow.
You know, just the whole overtaking and sacking of the city with dragons and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, just a little minor thing that happened.
Yeah.
It's not why we're the heroes of Leona or anything.
That was a while ago, though. That was over a year ago.
It takes a while to recover from shit like that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, I mean the economy doesn't recover overnight.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But I'm just thinking like between Zaitari and Tilda, like both of you guys can teleport, so we could go somewhere else if we thought there was a market somewhere else.
I mean, that's entirely possible to you guys.
I mean, I'm more than willing to send some sendings out to get some feelers if there's any potions anywhere. So.
Yeah. Why don't we see if we could find we would probably be smart to get a bit of a stock on potions of healing, of course. But if there are any more like niche potions that we might need that we don't have time to make, like oil of slipperiness, potions of heroism, potions of haste, growth in case you want to have a gargantuan person running around. Like any of those things. Growth is actually something we might be able to find around here because it's not too hard to make, but the rest of them, I'm not sure how the market's doing right now.
A lot of your potions, if you give her enough time to meet her, can make a fair amount of them, but she is just one person, so it'll probably be like one at a time.
Yeah, that's kind of why I'm thinking we'll buy for her right now.
You guys just got a bit of cash in as well, so.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to a couple, like, magic and potion shops in the bigger cities that we've been to, outside of, obviously, the one that's close by. So I'll just essentially send this, like, between Tilda and I, we probably send, like, the same sending to everybody, and say, adventurers looking for potions, primarily healing, but if you have anything else, let us know. Have money to spend. So.
All right, sounds good. I will note that down. Okay. All right, cool. Did we want to flash a few days forward for you guys to meet with the Exalted? Or would you rather wait until Ro is here?
I feel like Ro is probably going to be good to be here because she's really good at remembering what things we need to ask.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I have a bunch of stuff I need to send you anyways. Because you're taking
amount of our brain cells left with Ro.
Because
it's true. We usually do make bad decisions when Ro isn't. Or
I don't know what you're talking about.
Not bad decisions. Risky. Very risky because we know that we aren't going to get yelled at.
Because I need to send you, because I assume Raine is going to take some time to look at that diary that Malachi left behind. Because it's coded, so I assume because you're going to start looking for a cipher in the next couple of days. I'll get a list of the knick-knack stuff that you have found. I'll also send a cheat sheet of what is known about Yablink that Krasus left behind. You could also what you identify that I could just tell you now because I assume Tilda would identify the cloak and the spoon.
It'll all be identified.
Yeah. The cloak is a cloak of Arachnida.
Is that the one that gives you spider climb?
Yes. The spoon, I like this one. The spoon is called a Spoon of Deliciousness.
That is what I figured it was.
Yeah. Basically, it makes anything delicious.
Be really useful if you had a kid.
Exactly.
That was like a young kid.
Kid, picky eater. Had to go to somebody's house who doesn't have great cooking.
Switch out their silverware and just be like, oh yeah, I found this in a drawer. It's totally from here, right? I'm gonna use this and then take it with me. Don't ask me why.
But yeah, I have a lot of stuff to send you, and I wasn't sure how far into the dungeon you guys were gonna go, and I wasn't sure if you were gonna take Belzor's suggestion.
No, that's fair. I'm glad Belzor suggested it because we were all pretty spent.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah. I was just like desperately looking through my things and like, please tell me I have something where I don't have to go in there. I was just like, they're gonna fucking eat me.
This is like, have you considered Eldritch Blast?
Yeah. I was like, oh, this corridor to get in there is so fucking tight. Like, we're gonna get so bottlenecked, it's gonna be so bad.
But yeah, it was a pretty short session, which is actually good for me too, because I need to actually sit down and get back into writing shit again. So, Rose said she would be good for next week. How's everybody else looking for the 15th?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
Did you say we were doing games or playing the game?
I
15th.
mm,
If someone
I
said
think
games,
Rose said that she was good to like
Or-
play.
yeah, but we're gonna play D&D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that was my
said
okay.
knowledge.
so.
I'm good for D&D.
Okay. Okay.